at gold and silver's current price hurdles that we need to get over to say, yeah, we're getting up there, continuing to go up. And I will take your live chart requests as well, at least one, maybe two today. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes to go to the bit you want. But if you're watching live, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. But the live watchers, the early birds, get to enjoy the synchronized slurp in the first 1 minute of the show. That's why you grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them together in whatever kind of cup or mug or whatever it is that you want to use, and we slurp it audibly. That's the rule. Wherever you are in the world, internationally, lots of international subscribers here in Australia, whatever time of the morning, the evening, whatever type of beverage you have, you must slurp it audibly. It is the honor system. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Yeah. Welcome to a brand new week. Monday, the 9th of September in Australia. Melbourne, Australia, coming to you live from Melbourne in Australia. Yes, we are in the future here in Australia for all my international watchers, particularly in the US. Welcome to everyone watching from Wall Street Silver DJ Club, from the Reddit side of things, of course, my Australian stackers. This show is all about the stacking community, the GMS family, the Good Morning Stackers family. Hit the big red subscribe button to join. There are 642 subscribers now, just a bunch of new subscribers over the weekend. But of course, we do the shout outs and everything first. And then we get to all the stuff. Use the time codes. Of course, this is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and Wealthstack, wealthstack.com. All right, are you ready, people? Happy New Week. Happy New Week. Mark Florida from Florida, because his name's Mark Florida man, GMS will catch what I can, but because of our GMS chat, because our GMS chat mum is here, Tony, yes, I have no worries that she'll keep Joe in line. She will keep me in line. Tony is here, probably. I'm assuming. Good on you, Tony. CT from the Lone Star State in Texas. Got to catch the replay. Again, I love the fact that you come in and say, can't stay, but g'day, everyone. GMS says, debt is great. Lance, what's up? GMS says, Tony Pearson, hey, chat mum, how you doing? But I'm not even going to pronounce that one this time, mate. And GMS, fantastic, great to see you. Hi, chat mum. And all Groundhog Day for me, Lance. Monday mailouts. Of course. You have a busy Monday usually. Tony Pearson, Synchronised, Slurp the Storm after the weekend. Absolutely. And of course, please like and subscribe while I wait for a few more people to get in. Yeah, just a couple more people will wait. Of course, I'll just do a quick one. I'll do a quick one for you. How about a quick one? Let's share the screen very quickly. You got to know, and then we'll get straight into it. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, my preferred gold and silver, physical gold and silver dealer, of course. They offer free shipping when you buy over certain amounts. It's really, really easy. All you just need to do is go to perthbullion.com.au and you can see their stuff. If you want to see what their special of the week is, go into the top right-hand corner. You can't really see, it's a little bit covered there, but type in the word special and you should get, actually you get a few things come up, but I can tell you what they are. You can see it right here. It's the 2023 1 ounce Scottsdale Trident coin, $2 off Australian dollars, $2 Australian dollars off per coin for the entire week. Now, this was last week, okay? So you've probably got about another hour and a half until this special is done. Okay, then there'll be a new weekly special come. I haven't found out what it is, but I'll find out soon enough. So right there, that is the special, and of course, free shipping when you buy over certain quantities. And they're the only company in Australia to offer free shipping on buying any kind of quantity of any gold or silver. You get it in the States all the time. It's been there for a long, long time now. Free shipping over a certain amount. Never happened before in Australia until Perth Bullion Exchange, who only launched their business in May. Now they've stepped up to the plate and saying, no, we're going to be the Mavericks here. And I'm very happy to have them as a brand partner. Also really happy to have Wealthstack, wealthstack.com as a brand partner. Save, invest, and transact in physical gold, but using either the phone app on iPhone or Android, or you can use the desktop app as well. It is real physical gold held by Wealthstack in your name. You own it, and with one of the biggest wholesalers and vaulting storage facilities in all the world. They are one of the majors, okay? So it's all backed. It's an Aussie company, fully Aussie regulated, all that sort of stuff. No transfer fees, no storage fees, of course, because they're holding it for you. It's 100% gold backed. and spot plus 1%. Not to buy a kilo bar of, not to buy kilos of gold. You want to buy $10 worth of gold, backed by real physical metal, spot plus 1%. And then when you want to sell it, spot minus 0.5%. Whole bunch of new things coming down the line. They're going to be adding silver and platinum very, very soon, hopefully by the end of the year. And also you're going to, they don't have it yet, but a debit card. Spend in your gold, okay? Visa, MasterCard attached to it, or tap your phone and be able to spend in gold. And they'll also offer physical redemptions for gold and silver, etc. The physical redemption site isn't online yet. They're a pretty brand new company, but they reached out to me, and I did my research and crossed my T's and dotted my I's. I even did an interview with David Ski, the CEO, on my channel a few weeks ago. Check that out, and it answers all the frequently asked questions. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Go check them out. That's all you need to know. They're great. Wealthstack.com. Download the app. All right. Any final shout outs? And let's get into the topic of the day. We'll be talking about gold and silver's current hurdles. Yeah, my lovely people. All right. Fantastic. Let's talk about gold and silver's current price hurdles. Of course, we'll do our regular gold, silver, platinum price analysis. And I'll get your chart requests as well. If you have any, fantastic. If you don't, it'll be a lovely short show and I can get on with the rest of my day, because what I do during the day is I help businesses just like yours, or just like your bosses or your friends, neighbors, whatever, dog walking company, whatever, launch and grow on YouTube. Okay, so I've helped bullion businesses in the past, as you know what I've done in Australia, and I also help any kind of business launch and grow on YouTube and other social media. I teach you how to create consistently engaging content. You don't think you have the ability to do it. I know that you do, and I've taught many different businesses on how to do it themselves as well. So I've got to deal with my clients, but let's go. I just love this morning show. So here we go. We are looking at, do you want to do silver? Let's mix it up and do silver first. Yeah, why not? So this is silver on the daily time frame, priced in USD, $27.93 US cents. Okay, so we had the failed move and fast move. So here's what happened over the weekend where we closed. You see how when you remember, we spiked up to this back in business line, which was good to see, but what did we always say? We don't want the spikes, we want the closes, okay? So I said until we close a day or more days or a bunch of days over the back in business line of $29 US, it's just a resistance line, okay? So it was a failed attempt. We did spike above. It was a failed attempt to close above 29. Oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction, back down. Now, I was about to say, not great, but it really depends on your point of view. It might be great for you if you're looking to load up more. Hey, fantastic. You might want to see these lower prices happening. But if you've done all your stacking and you're just like, come on, guys, it's time to make me wealthy in relation to other people. I guess if that's your thing, or it's time for it to go up, then this is not great news at the moment. Okay, we need to see, and this is the current hurdle. All right, so what's silver's current hurdle? The back in business line of $29 US. You've got to close a day or two above it. I would preferably like to see it close on a weekly time frame. That's obviously the larger the time frame that it closes on, the better it is. Daily's good. Weekly would be better. Monthly's awesome, but weekly would be preferable. Okay, but back below the best buy zone right here of 28, anywhere down to $26 US. So while we're in this area, it's probably slightly more than a 50% chance that we see lower prices from here, sort of your 25 to 26 level. I won't call it just yet. And as you know, I don't do calls, but I just do sort of percentage likelihoods. We're below $28, okay? But we've just opened the day. But here's this little line right here. You can see that $27.40. You can see that very clearly. That's, if you get down underneath here, $27.40, I would probably switch to, rather than being, let's still call it 50-50 at the moment that we see lower prices from here. You start closing days below $27.40. And then it's like probably a 90% chance, 80-90% chance once we're below here. Now, that gives me room to be wrong, and I always want room to be wrong because, just It could flip and go, it could come down here and start closing down and just rip raw. Fantastic. That could be great for everyone. So I've got to leave a bit of room, but I'd be very confident if we start closing days and weeks below 27.40. So that's kind of the little line in the sand here, 27.40. Just watch out for that. You really want to see this crack above. What you really want to see, obviously, is cracking above here very quickly, coming back, remaining as support and doing that thing. That would be lovely. Thank you very much. Or the other option is, okay, yeah, that's cool, but let's do that, or let's do this. A little something like that would be lovely too. Okay. What we don't want to see is the following, as you already can guess right here. Yeah, that. No, thank you. No, thanks. Now, I did originally say, and I will have to admit, I did originally say, go away. I originally said here something like, what did I say? Something like that. I don't want to see. Well, I also don't want to see that either. Okay, but just watch out for that 27.40. Okay, that's the bottom of the bottom that I would want to see that. Okay, I don't want to see it close a day or a week below. Not good. Then you're definitely, I would say almost definitely, I never say definitely, but almost definitely heading down to the bottom end of the best buy zone, which is 26 US dollars per ounce of silver. I'm happy, as I've said before, happy to spike down to this trend line right here. That's when we broke out. This is on the daily time frame. That's when we broke out of that major area. Can you see that right there? We broke out and we have yet to technically have a retest. Could this be the retest? Okay, I'm happy to spike down to there, but please don't start closing any days in this area. Not good. I don't want to close below the best buy zone. Closing below the best buy zone. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. That is silver. Some people would say, let's have a look at it on the weekly, because we do have to look at the other side of the ups and the lows, the ups and the downs. Some people would say left shoulder, that's the head, like the full thing, rather than left shoulder, head, failed, head and shoulders pattern. Some people would go left shoulder, that's the head, and that's the shoulder. Okay, I can see a case to be made for that. I don't lean towards that direction. But what would spell that playing out? Coming down to the neckline, and the neckline is about here. If you can see that neckline right there at $26.50. Okay, so right there, very clear neckline right there. I'll even pop this in. No, actually I won't, because I don't think it's a thing yet. But watch out for $26.50. If that came down, that would be possibly a validated head and shoulders pattern where you break that neckline of $26.50. And if that plays out, it looks like you would get a larger test down. Okay, and we really don't want to see that. So just in a 50-50 kind of zone at the moment. So yeah, that's where I'll stay on the fence. I know you don't like fence sitters, but I don't do moon boy stuff, and I don't do doomsday stuff either. I just give you my humble opinion. We have opened the day, and we've where do we find resistance so far? We've only just opened the day, right? It's only been an hour and 3/4. But we are finding resistance at that 28 level. We really want to see that break and hold. Otherwise, probably watch that 27.40. That is silver. Get your chart requests in. If you have any chart requests for something that I haven't looked at yet. I know I've done copper recently. I did sun silver recently. Maybe if we get no chart requests, I'll look at sun silver again. Maybe because we did have a bit of a dip in that price. But get those chart requests in right now. Gold, here we are, gold on the daily time frame. Again, USD 2,496. Where are we? We are below this uptrend line. Once again, failed move to sustain, fast move in the opposite direction. Okay, so we're back in this area. What have I been saying about this area right here? The more time we spend in this area right here, the more likely it is to tick over. You need this to head back up and find this as support. Quick smart, people. Pretty quick smart. Again, the longer you spend, the more likely it is to tick over. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I just don't want to see that spend much time in here. Okay. On the opposite side of that, let's go and take the opposite side. I guess if you're doing this kind of thing, and this isn't a very good representation, but if you're doing something like this, right, where the price goes down and it's really knocking on that door, okay, cool. That's okay. That would give me pause to think, okay, it's really spending time just testing this resistance line here. I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. That's probably looking good for a breakout, because that would probably set up this thing right here, which would be something like, can you see that? I'm only saying that would set up something like that, okay? And that would be bullish, okay? Let me get rid of that. So that's okay. If you spend a little bit of time, but it's all at the top end of it, and it's really knocking on that door, then yeah, okay, cool. But if you start doing this kind of thing, ooh, okay, shunk. Okay, I don't like that. Okay, doesn't look good. Do you like all my sound effects as well? Shunk and okay, so we just need to break above this uptrend line, really, and we've got to hold above it. And my current still, I'll keep it at the moment, line in the sand right here, $2,470 my upper line in the sand. We have yet to break it. I popped this line in before. I'm pretty sure it was before. You'd have to double check me on that. It was pretty much, yeah, it was before we posted this low right here. So we did find it as support. I did post it before there. Yes, it still remains in. We cracked this. Not great. Then you've got this uptrend line to play with. You crack that. Straight down, people. This is in gold. If you crack, that 2450 kind of level, straight down to, not straight down, but I mean, you wouldn't see it back up for a bit. You'd be coming down to your 2320 kind of area. And the more times, as I said, the more times you test an area, the more likely it is to be taken out. The more times you test here, ooh, yeah. So it's more likely that you would take this out and then down to the best buy zone. 2250, anywhere down to 2150. We're nowhere near there yet. I'm just giving you the what if scenario. But we just want to crack above, hold above the uptrend line, make an all-time high. Obviously, that would be good. And then it would be onwards and upwards to the mother of all trend lines, 2650, give or take $20 or so. Watch that for major resistance. That's gold on the daily time frame for today. Do I have anything else to say? No, I'm not even going to give you relative strength index, anything like that. That's just where we are. Gold, silver, platinum. Again, get your chart requests in if you have any, and I'll take a live look because I really love to do that. Platinum on the daily, $927 US. This still has remained as support. It did hit the top end of my best buy zone at $900. My best buy zone was anywhere from $900 to $750. I was confident while we were below $945, right here, this horizontal blue line, that we would see the top end at least of the best buy zone hit. We have seen that so far. While we're below, as I said, 945, I will remain obviously completely depressed for platinum. Depressed. While we're at least, mate, I've got to say, yeah, 945, I'll keep it at that just for now. While we're below 945, 100% depressed for platinum. It's over, people. Lucy and the football, the whole deal just keeps faking me out. And obviously, if you want to see lower prices because you want to load up more, what you would want to see is this uptrend line, the very large uptrend line right here, very large time frame. You want to see that broken again. If we break that anytime soon, then that would spell very likely that we head back down into the belly of the best buy zone this time rather than the top end, and you'd be looking at around about 870 to 840 with the outlier of the bottom end of the best buy zone at 750, but watch out for 870 and 840 as some good bottoming out levels for platinum. In my humble, non-financial advice opinion, that's all I've got to say until we close above around about $970 to $980. I'm depressed for platinum, and that's all I've got to tell you. As you know, when we start getting up there, we'll start talking about the higher prices and bull market territory. We are nowhere near there at the moment. But I do own platinum, as you know, and if we get into the belly of the best buy zone, not the top end, but the belly of, I would, me personally, not you, me personally, would consider getting some more platinum. I do have a little bit. That's gold, silver, platinum. Let's take a look quickly at the gold to silver ratio. Ooh, hello. Let's see what that's done over the weekend. We are, interesting. Okay, 89.2. Gold is taking center stage at the moment. It is looking interesting. So let's use the relative strength index. Let's take a look at that on the weekly. Currently trending up. Okay, gold is currently outshining silver. We did have those couple of weeks which I will say I successfully called it as such. I didn't call it. I gave it more than a certain percentage chance. It was definitely more than 50% chance. I did say because we were quite overextended. Gold had a big run. I did say back here that we might see a couple of weeks where silver overtakes gold. We did see that couple of weeks. And where do we find support on the gold to silver ratio? Bang, right there. Again, people say, oh, TA, technical analysis isn't a thing. No, it is. Even on ratios, it is a thing. Look at this. This is this uptrend line from all the way from February of 2001. My head's in the way there. Sorry. February of 2001 through there. And you found it as support, even on a ratio, like the gold to silver ratio. It's crazy, hey? So gold is currently taking center stage. Had the last couple of weeks outperforming silver. Looks like you're probably going to continue up at this stage. I'll give it a more than a 50% chance. It's looking all right, unless it does a big fake out. But watch for the major level here, gold's final hurdle, meaning if we start closing weeks and months above this level, and it's very specific, it's 93.3 something, but just call it around about 93, 94. We start closing months above there, above it, not just at it, but above it, it signals that gold will really continue to outshine silver in, at least, a month or two after that, okay? But as you know, with the gold to silver ratio, as the gold to silver ratio is climbing, as it's getting out of its kind of normal ranges, and as we've talked about recently, the new normal range, the new normal is between 70 to 90. So 70 here, silver's final trapdoor, to gold's final hurdle right there. That's the new range that we're currently in. The old range used to be 50 to 70. Now the new range is 70 to 90. Once you start getting outside of a normal range, it looks better to be in the opposite metal, okay? Because you start getting into the outlying territory. So as the gold to silver ratio is going up, gold's outperforming silver, gold's outperforming silver. I'm not saying this is going to happen in this direction, but if it does, it's getting further away from the outline. It's an outlier. It's getting further away from the normal range. Then that's why it would actually be better to be in silver, because eventually you will have, and you will come back down to the more normal range area. You'll come back to test it at least. So imagine buying silver up here at 113, and then it's way out of the range, and then you have a correction, which you always do. You do have the corrections because where gold goes, silver eventually follows. Okay, so then buying silver up here, and then maybe swapping for gold back down here when it gets back to down to the normal range. Am I giving you investment advice to do that? No. Should you be playing the gold to silver ratio in that tight of a range, only 20 points? Probably not, because you have to take into account getting in and out of the physical and fees and all that kind of stuff. Interestingly, though, I'll just show you, and I didn't do this on purpose, but with Wealthstack, wealthstack.com, when they eventually have silver on board, again, they only have gold at the moment, but when they do have silver towards the end of the year, I think it will be, you'll be able to, instead of having to take your physical silver down to the bullion dealer and swap it for gold and all that, you'll be able to just trade in and out. Again, you've got to pay the fees, so there will be associated fees, but it's much quicker and easier. You'll be able to play the gold to silver ratio easier if you have a wealthstack.com account. Again, backed by real physical metal. Didn't mean to do that quick plug, but I just noticed it. But that's what you could do. Makes sense? Good. That's the gold to silver ratio. Currently, gold is outshining what you would want to see. Obviously, if you want silver to have its day in the sun again, you want to see it break down below this uptrend line right here, and in particular you want to see it break this uptrend line. Very key. You break this, and it's looking really good for silver to outperform gold once again. Gold to silver ratio, gold, silver, platinum. And now I'm going to get your, if we have any, chart requests. Pop them below. And let's get some quick comments, etc. Let's see. Comments, questions, and chart requests. Let me go down, see if there are any. Let's see right here. Love your work, people. Mark Flores says, not a chart request, but can anyone advise of a trusted Australian news source, blogs, websites, YouTube, etc., for financial information? It depends on what you mean by financial information. Let me just see the other comments here. Oh, okay. Tony's asked for if you could do the charts in both USD and AUD. Okay, so that's the first one. Appreciate that. Although most news feeds. So, okay, Tony said Sky News for a financial information, although she's put a caveat which says, although most news feeds parrot the narrative to each other. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, listen to all and follow none. So don't just follow Sky News, for example. A lot of people believe that Sky News is, much more sort of right-leaning kind of thing, which, I would say Sky News would be the Fox News of Australia, if you want to call it that, probably if there's any likening to the two. Let's see. But yes, you said advise of a trusted Australian news source. Man, I don't know any trusted news source. To be honest, I don't. And listen to all and follow none. You would be far better, in my humble opinion, not worrying about mainstream news, but you're talking about blogs and websites and things, but Australian. Yes, I will give you one. And it's actually more for trading than anything else. But the person does talk about, financial. It is financial information. They talk about recessions and all that kind of stuff. So I would highly advise doing a search for and a lot of you may be already aware, ASX Trader on YouTube. So let me. I'll even give them a shout out right now. Give me 1 second. Let me find them for you. Let me go ASX Trader. Great knowledge, great technical analysis. So, and I'm happy to give other YouTube channels a plug because it does a great job right here. I'll share the screen. 19.3 thousand subscribers. Great stuff. This is ASX Trader. A lot of you might follow this person already. Does great stuff here. So ASX Trader, that's at ASX Trader on YouTube right there. And this is an interesting video that I just watched yesterday, actually. How the S&P 500 is deceiving you ahead of the election. The truth they don't want you to know. So clickbaity title, but watch the video. It's very interesting. Because I've had my mind turned around by watching this video. So good on you, ASX Trader, for convincing me. It was very convincing. Okay, let me go back to the normal screen. Give me 1 second. So follow ASX Trader. Very good. I've had, now you can call this what other people have termed the documentary effect, where you can watch 2 documentaries on the same subject, and one is pro that subject, and one's anti that subject. You can talk about, and the analogy given was watching documentaries about Michael Jackson. This is not my analogy. Someone else made this analogy. They were watching 2 documentaries. They came out really at the same time, where you watch the Michael Jackson's a bad guy documentary, and you're like, Michael Jackson's, oh my, that's convinced me. And that, right? Bad guy. And then you watch the opposite one, and I didn't watch it, but I'm saying this other person did. And it's like, no, it was all a scam, and they were trying to scam it. It's all about money. And then you walk away going, well, actually, it wasn't that a bad guy. So it's a documentary effect. Watching either one can convince you. So I was convinced for a while that this election cycle and every election cycle is good for the incumbent US presidential candidate. So it's good for stocks, etc. Okay, because the person in power at the time of the re-election is obviously going to try and fudge the numbers, going to do things to keep the stock market propped up. Okay, so that's why I was saying, I said in this show, I said, the stock market's probably not going to, crash before the election and all that kind of stuff. It might not crash before the election, but when you watch ASX Traders video, that one I just showed you, it's very convincing, that while might not be before the election, not too long after. I mean, they're talking about recessions and all this stuff. So it's very good technical analysis. So highly go look at that guy. Very good. So let's see. Mark Florida said, ASX Trader, just subscribe. Many thanks. You are welcome. That doesn't mean you replace ASX Trader with me. Okay, you watch my live show and then you also watch ASX Trader. And I would love to get ASX Trader on the channel. That would be really good. So if anyone wants to reach out to ASX Trader after watching a few videos, maybe put some comments of, hey, check out Good Morning Stackers, because if they're into the precious metals. I don't know if he is or not, but if he's into, I do know he does look at some miners, so yeah, that might be interesting for us to chat. Let's see. Tony Peterson says, I like the lefties losing its segments on Sky News. Okay, so it's definitely the Fox News of Australia, good old Sky News. Okay, I don't have cable. I don't watch Sky News basically at all. I just see it on like sort of Twitter clips and things like that. Let's see. So Tony has asked, it would be great if you could do the charts in both USD and AUD, please, Joe. I will look at gold and silver today in Australian dollars. I won't do it every single time in Australian dollars because the show will just get too long. And of course, you know the reason, Tony, world's reserve currency, all that stuff. But yeah, okay, let's take a look quickly at gold and silver in AUD as well. All right, that's been the request. Request noted. Gold and silver in Australian dollars. Again, let's have a look. Gold, XAU, AUD. Okay, here's gold in Australian dollars on the weekly time frame. Again, now, just for everyone watching, why don't I do foreign currencies? Because your foreign currency, wherever you are in the world, floats against the USD. Also, I'm an international YouTube show, even though I am Australian based. This would only be for the Aussies, all right? So I do USD because Australians follow the USD price, but we also follow the Australians follow the USD price, but also the Australian dollar price, whereas everyone else in the world follows the USD price and their own foreign currency, but not Australian dollars, okay? But this is just for the Aussies here. So we are at 3,745 Australian dollars per 1 troy ounce of gold. I will show you the support levels here at 3,300. I had that drawn in for a while, and that was because it was I think it was a Fibonacci area from an old high and an old low, but here's some old technical analysis I did, and I'll stick with this just for a second, okay? This still remains, okay? So from the old high of 2,875 Australian dollars to the old low, and you can definitely see that's the low because we went down into, what do you know, extremely undervalued on the weekly time frame, or oversold as they call it. So this high and this low, you've got let me see, that was the 1.618. There we go. Let me remove that support level and then you'll see it was the 1.618. Nope. Yeah, see it right there? So that's why I had 3,300 as some kind of key level right there, or some kind of level. It was the 1.618. We sailed through it after making a new all-time high. It was a tiny bit of resistance on a weekly time frame, but we just sailed through it. So the next major level, you've got two major levels here. Right here at the 3,985 Australian dollars. If you want to comfortably call it 4,000 psychological value, that's fine. So do watch out for a potential area of resistance on the monthly time frame. Bear in mind on the monthly, just like with the USD, we're already in extremely overvalued for gold on the monthly time frame. You can spend many months in here. You can go like that, okay, and then it can certainly go higher, but we're getting up there, okay? It doesn't spend, as I said, it does not spend lots of time here. It's certainly not forever. It's not going to do this. No, it'll peak soon and it will roll over soon. It will, because it always does. Okay, but the question is, where could it roll over at? So watch that $4,000 level, but also watch, I would call this the mini mother of all trend lines for the Australian dollar for gold. is right here. Here's that point there. That's in January of 2009. There's the point where it formed the uptrend line right there, the big one. That's August of 2011, the peak in gold roughly back then of what was that, the $1,800 Australian gold right here. So look at that line. That will be an area of resistance, I think, again on the Australian dollar index, because, but again, it depends what the Australian dollar is doing against the US. It depends what the US dollar gold is doing and what the Australian dollar is doing against the US dollar. Okay, so that's why TA isn't as much of a thing for me personally in foreign currencies as it is in USD. But do take all that into account. So 4,000, and it just depends on when it hits. You could call it somewhere between 4,000 to, let me pop it in actually. How do I do that? How about I do that for you? Gold in Australian dollars. Let's talk about it. About here to ish. Okay. I'm sorry. It's a really wide range. I'm really sorry. So I'm just going to put it between those two Fibonacci areas maybe. Yeah, no, I won't do that. No, sorry, I won't. It's between about there and there, I think. So about there-ish. Give me a minute. Right there. So that's between about a $500 gap. So between about 4,000 to 4,500 Australian dollars per gold ounce is where I think you would find the area of resistance, right? That's why I don't do exact points. It's between there and there. Okay, that's where you're going to find, I think, an area of resistance, of major resistance. Okay, that's my humble opinion. That's where we'll be looking a little bit toppy. All right, we're already in kind of toppy-ish area. That's where you'll be looking. And again, it could go from here and then back down, or it could go up to here and then back down. But you'll find a test here at least. Again, this is on the monthly time frame. Bear in mind, so you could, as a scenario, as a random scenario, which may not happen, you could come up to, around about that 4,400, 4,300 level, 4,500 level, and then a couple of months of, consolidation where it's a test of there, and then hopefully, what you want to see is then another test, and then that would be the time that would be taken out probably, okay? You could come up to here, find major resistance, and then back down to, say, a support level, and a key support level would be that not 33. I'd say that key support level would be here at 3,000 Australian dollars. That's gold on the Australian dollar fiat dollar currency. Let's take a look at silver in Australian dollars. Okay, we talked recently about could silver go all the way back down to 30 Australian dollars. That's all the way back down here. Let me show you that horizontal line right there. Because there have been one or two people who are saying, oh, look, it's definitely coming back to 30 Australian dollars. And I say, look, it's a possibility, but we need to see a couple of things. We need to see the US dollar price go down to around about $19.50, 20 US dollars. We'd also need to see the Australian dollar continue to strengthen against the US dollar, which propels that further down in Australian dollars. Get it? Got it? Good. Yeah, I know, it's confusing. Hey, that's why I mainly stick to the US dollar spot price. But here, if we're doing some technical analysis, if you want, we can. We'll do some TA on the old Australian dollar price. Let's do some fib. That high, that low would be the most obvious place right there. Oh, I already did that, didn't I? I did that previous. Yes, I did. So there's that $64 mark. That's the 1.618 Fibonacci. Yes, I did that right there. I did this a time previous. So that's a 1.618 Fibonacci. So yeah, watch for $64, the 64 Australian dollar question. And that's what I'll leave it at, pretty much. Let me get rid of that and that. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that one, people. Let me get rid of that right there. Yeah, anything else? You got the support level right here of 41, 42. So that's a very clear support level. And I don't think that's anything else I need to say about it. Yep, right there. You can see a lovely bounce. What you would want to see on the Australian dollar price is a bounce. And you can see it's actually been, so that's previous resistance, has remained as support so far. So that's good to see. So let's just move this in a little bit closer. We've closed weeks above this spike, so that's good to see. You would really want to remain above that 41 Australian dollar level. If you don't, look down towards, I would say, doing this on the fly. Yeah, at that $38 level right there. Watch that for support. Okay, and yep, once we do, and we will eventually, down the track, we will break the all-time high and we'll make new all-time highs. Watch out for that 1.618 for Fibonacci at $64, but watch anywhere up to that $75 level right there. So I'd call that range. Once we get there, when we do, on silver on Australian dollars with the brush, watch between 64 and, god damn, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted the rectangle. Watch between here and there. Giving no kind of time frame for that, but that's kind of the next major level in Australian dollars. I'll be watching out for an area of resistance between 64 to 75 Australian dollars per silver ounce. That's it. That's all I'm doing. And $30, as I said, that's a chance. It's a chance given those two circumstances that I said, down to say $20 US. And coinciding with a rise in the Australian dollar US dollar index. Makes sense? Good. Got it good. That's been that. Final comments, queries, and we will get out of here. Yeah, you still got the sniffles. I've got a bit of sniffles because you know what I did? I ate badly on the weekend. I ate terribly. Let's go back to here. You don't want that. There we go. Yeah, I got the sniffles. I ate badly, and then I then it just kind of affects me for a while. I had a big, giant 2 bowls, actually. I'm not going to lie. I had 2 bowls of cookies and cream ice cream with thickened with cream over the top as well. And you put it back in the freezer, so you get oh my god! You want a treat? Get a giant bowl of cookies and cream ice cream. Pop it in. Get pouring cream, thickened cream. Pour it over the top. And then put it back in the freezer, and then the cream gets crackly on the top, and then you bring it out. Oh, I had 2 bowls of that on the weekend on Saturday, just because I was just, I thought I'd go off the wagon for a day, and then you really start to. I do notice I feel it a lot, and I'm a little bit sniffly. I do agree, but it's more like I don't know. It's not a cold or anything. Yeah, I'll be fine. Let's see. We would never replace you, Joe. Well, fantastic. That is good. That's it, people. It was a short and sharp show, and that is exactly what we love here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. Let's get into tomorrow. Let's see what the price does over the next 24 hours. If you have any requests for charts that you want me to look at, if you have any articles that you want to share, and I will note just very quickly, a few people recently have shared some charts and things for me to have a look at. I haven't talked about many of those. There's some that I had to sort of wrap my head around. There's also one I think I might talk about tomorrow potentially, but sometimes send me anything you think it's worth me looking at, and sometimes I will talk about it on the show, or sometimes I might just go, maybe not that particular thing. But don't get discouraged. Keep sending them to me, because eventually something you send me will probably be worthy for me to talk about on the show. I don't mean worthy, you know what I mean. I'll go, oh yeah, I definitely want to talk about it on the show. So the way you do that is send me an email, gmstackers@gmail.com, gmstackers@gmail.com. And while you're there, send me your show and tell. Do you have any gold, silver, anything you want to show me of your stack? Do you want to take a photo of your entire stack and send it to me, not with your address? You can do it anonymously, and I'll show your stack anonymously and go, look at blah, blah, blah. This is what they've collected so far. Anything you've seen recently, anything you've dug out of the ground, anything, send me an email, gmstackers@gmail.com. Also, if you get a chance, hit up Yankee Stacking. I jumped on Yankee Stacking's live show the other day and did a couple of YouTube super chats. And he saw the super chat, which was cool. So, he actually said, would like to get together and, let's do something together. So that's good. So you might see Yankee Stacking on this show very soon. But hey, out of interest, if you're on a Yankee Stacking channel, if you're on a live show or on a comment, post a little comment. Hey, don't forget, Good Morning Stackers. That is it, my funky people. As you know, the last thing we do is we dance it out.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Oh yeah.
It's podcast.
All right, you know what to do. Grab
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in
and let's
the
do
groove.
the final
Synchronized slurp. Now
in
we're
3,
on the move.
2, 1. Have a great Monday, everyone. Start of a new week. So many possibilities. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking, and I'll see you tomorrow.